the Xennial Odyssey podcast, where we discuss life from the point of view of people born in the late 1970s to the early to mid 1980s. We discuss growing up analog and navigating adulthood in a digital world. Please come join us as we look to uncover what it actually means to be a Xennial.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, anyone who is watching or will watch. Remy and I back again as always. This time joined with another guest. This person is a jack of all trades. I'm not just saying that because I'm related to him. I'm saying that because it's true.
They came out of the same penis.
That came out of the same, well, I was a C-section, so I didn't come out of the womb. But here is my brother, Tim. Tim, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, so the reason that, first off, I've been trying to get you on for a long time, and you haven't. You haven't, for your own reasons, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm glad that you're on because I feel you, much like all three of us, you embody everything that it is to be people our age.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
I think deep down we're all punk rockers. Like, yeah. We all have that DIY approach to our lives.
Definitely the roots.
I think we think we're punk rockers.
Yeah. No, I just mean from the DIY, like the do-it-yourself. Remy's great about, like, no, talking to the microphone. No, it's okay. But what I mean by that is if you could talk a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
I know it's hard, bro. Just do it.
Not that I'm putting you on the spot or anything.
Like about what?
Just you in general, your life, like what do you do, things you're interested in, things like that.
I'm 44. Been a plumber for about 20 years, and an avid lover of music. Rode BMX from the 14 years old, I think maybe, until present day, and at 35 started learning how to play music and just finished an album and just living life and learning to let go the older I get.
No, that's right.
Amen.
That was a theme we talked about with our last guest, Jamie Stu, is that we find that in our 40s, we definitely all just stop giving a fuck. That's where we notice we just stop giving a fuck about things. Yeah. But
external things, I think, more so, like what other people think about.
Absolutely.
Things.
Yeah. 100%.
It's like
100%.
I could give a fuck less about like what Joe Glass thinks about anything I do. You know what I mean?
It's funny. It was like when you reflect on like who you were 20 years earlier, and then compare it to like who you are in your 40s. It's hilarious.
It's the opposite, right?
Yeah, because you feel
you used to get dressed for people. Like,
exactly.
You used to do everything you did was sort of selling yourself.
Yeah, and it's like you had to make like critical decisions that would either make or break you in society.
Yep. Yeah. And you didn't know how to make them because you were young and dumb.
You know,
so you learned from mistakes.
And now I just like it's like you get into your 40s and 50s and you're just like blazing middle fingers at the society and world, and you're just like I'm living me and
you realize what holds weight, right?
Yeah.
Because like when you're young, again, I think like for me, I realized a lot of my youth was performative. It was performative. Everything I was doing was like, yeah, everybody like that. You know what I mean? Then you get to an age and that stops. And you're like, am I doing for me? Mm-hmm. I think you become a little more selfish, but not actively selfish. Mm-hmm. Just you're more aware of your worth.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess one way I could compare it is from, say, probably like my 19, 20 to maybe 30, early 30s. I was so wrapped up into BMX that I always wanted to make I got into like film production, video production. I wanted to make I had a bunch of
CKY
friends.
Type of shit?
Just like BMX documentary films type thing. Like, and I had a bunch of friends that did it and they were successful and I was blown away by it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted that, like I wanted to do that too. I was like, that's what I want to do. And I spent 20 years making things and crumpling them up. They're all digital, so I can't really, but literally just discarding them, deleting them, and never really did too much video work that I was like I did that.
Yeah.
And now in my 40s, getting into music, it was like it was cycling back around again, and I was like making up any excuse to not put out an album. And it was like this month, like so I've been laid off and I had the time. And,
Just fucking do it.
Yeah, and I did it, and I didn't. And if I repeated that cycle, I know where that ended up.
Yeah.
Like a lot of regret, and and I don't have that on the second time around. So I mean, just getting older, like it's like you already experienced those feelings, those like bad feelings, and you're like, I'm not going back there.
Yeah.
You know, like I know what I have to do.
The music too, those songs are photographs to those memories.
Yes.
So you can like play this song and be like, cool, that was the therapy. I'm kind of getting through it again, but
I was thinking about this actually this morning, and I've spent moments in my life that I've kind of like I've almost tried to have an external perspective of myself.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to like have
I agree.
to truly have somebody else's perspective of you. And when I have when it's like having a diary or writing an album, you know, and 2 months later you go back to the beginning and you look at it, and in even a couple of months time, the way you think has adapted and evolved, and you look at it, and like that's the closest perspective I guess I can have, like
To that moment.
outward perspective of yourself as you can ever have.
Yeah.
And I found that fascinating and cool, and because you kind of see like, oh, all right, that's where I was when I started.
Yeah.
You know, and you can like see the road, and like it's like I see the songs after I write them with a different view.
And just the difference between the first song and the last song, right? Like the first song you ever recorded versus the last song you ever recorded. Just being like, holy shit, I sounded like I was recording at a 99 bathroom. Do you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, he was just playing me a shit on the way. It's fucking, the production is stunning, man.
So thank you.
I think for me, the thing that's the most impressive is that at least more recently, you've been doing it in your RV.
Yeah. Most I think maybe 7 or 8 songs were recorded in the RV, which I bought that, and my girlfriend and her kids were moving in at the same time, and everybody thought I bought it because they were moving in. So like,
I want a studio. I want my own space.
My neighbors and like her dad was like, no man, I get it.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, they're like, hey,
It's your man cave. Yeah.
Man, so like I was like, you know what, I have that. I got some heat in there, and I have the ability to go in there and make music when I want to. Nobody bothers me.
It's your space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a space. And next year I actually want to record some songs on the road, like go on some road trips, and do them like Acadia, like record a song in Acadia or something like that.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
all right. So speaking of that, the other reason we had you on is because you wanted to kind of share your music with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going to do on this episode as well. We're going to play a couple or a lot of your tunes, whatever you want to do, and then Remy and I will kind of piggyback and talk back and forth about them.
Okay.
All right. Does that work?
That works for me.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll bust out the trusty old phone here, and I will let you decide. You can pick which song, but one's playing right now. Just so you know.
Okay. Well, we'll do that one.
All right. What's this one called?
This one's called Best Friends.
Okay.
You are the best friends. I say it to myself, but I will say it again to you. Drive around the states, trips around the sun. Roam different ways, yeah, we're still kids we met when we were best friends. Say it to myself, but I will say it again.
Yeah, I should have told you I was going to cut the mics just.
No, you know me well, bro. You know me so fucking well.
Not just because you're that, but just so we can. Because I think it's better. That sounded better than in my car.
100%.
Yeah, because we could obviously we were
You can
listening.
pick up on the tones and the little notes and shit. That was a sweet little song, bro. What inspired it? Best friends?
I wrote that song. I'm constantly taking videos on my phone, and I have probably like thousands of little video clips, and I started watching them, and it was just like a lot of like fires at friends' houses and like people I spend time with and enjoy, and
capturing that feel.
Yeah,
that fireside feel.
I wrote that song, and I knew I was gonna make that video before I even like months before I recorded it. So it was driving me nuts.
So there was a little bluegrass in that, huh?
Yeah, I actually used a mandolin and an acoustic guitar.
I was gonna say that as we were listening to that vocally, to me it is iron and wine. Like that's what sticks out to me. Just like the harmonies, the way the textures of them, and also the tone of them. But then when we started getting into the mandolin and all that, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is like fucking out of time, like REM type of stuff.
I have there's a lot of influences in those songs. Like I had like a lot of folk, like new age folk, Gregory Alan Isikoff and Band of Horses.
Yeah, great group, dude.
Like just that lot of reverb
almost like
vocals.
Stoner acoustic rock.
Yeah. And I've just had so many artists like through Spotify over the years that I've heard that just kind of tweaked like where I ended up going.
Yeah.
Because originally I thought I took like 6 months of guitar lessons and thought I was going to be a blues songwriter, and like now it's like that's one of those things we were talking about earlier. I'm
you don't
like,
pick.
I look back now and I'm like, oh God, no.
Yeah,
I would have sucked.
I don't pick the music. The music picks me.
Well, that's why, like for me, we were talking about this, and Bob knows this because he was like kind of there for the whole process. But yeah, I've made music my whole life too, and then finally I was like, I'm just gonna record everything. You know that like 6 months I recorded like 250 songs.
Yeah, your SoundCloud is pretty. It was pretty impressive. The diversity of your music,
that
but
was
also
the goal.
Very diverse.
That was the goal.
A lot of variety of different like 90s and 2000s like
little trip hop, little rock in there, little ambient. Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing. When I wanted to make music, I was like, all right, so I want to make music that's gonna be a little bit of a struggle. Like I want to try to do a lounge song, and because I wanted to step outside and see what I was capable of. Now, do you ever listen back and cringe?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have files and files on my computer that I will never let out.
Just locked down. That's in the do not touch folder.
There was a couple of them. I remember I had I was working at the time when I first started really like trying to record. I had this friend from Rhode Island that is actually an established jam band drummer.
Oh, wow.
And he does like festivals and stuff. And I sent him some of those tracks, and I never got any response back.
He's like, I'm not even going to say anything about this.
Well, sounds like my job search.
Hey!
Oh.
Sometimes silence is an option.
Silence isn't always gold.
No.
I don't care what they said, Pony Boy.
But that's how you learn. You do that shit.
No,
You're
yeah.
like, nah,
You gotta.
they're saying it.
If you want to become good at anything, you're never gonna get there without struggling.
Yeah. Switching it up.
You've got to struggle in order to adapt and change.
So right now, in terms of like what you're listening to, what's been inspiring you?
Milk Carton Kids. Same Gregory Alan Isikoff.
So kind of indie. It's sort of
A lot of indie. I love that indie.
College radio vibe of the 2000s.
It's really just they have like. I love the sound. It's a little eclectic and
organic for sure.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. Like I listen to so much there's so much like radio stuff that's just not good anymore, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Like it's so synthesized and computerized,
Overproduced.
and it's like I don't even know who actually writes their songs anymore, or who.
Either do they.
Yeah, exactly. That's it's so they're like remnants of those bands of yesterday, that yesteryear, that still put in all the work and made what they made, and it was incredible.
I saw this meme, Bob.
You know who the epitome of that contemporary music is? Everything you guys are describing is Dua Lipa to me, because like her people, they're not even trying to hide the fact that they're just ripping off songs, or they're covering songs, which is fine if you're admitting that. I will give them credit. The one that she did with Elton John, which was Rocket Man, even though he was singing one of his other songs, like that one's nicely done.
Yeah, if you fucking pair off with Elton John and it's not good, something's wrong.
But like the other stuff, it's like
all that right now. The Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, it's the same fucking thing.
But to me, it's like pop music's not even trying to. They're just literally recycling and just hoping people forget that this isn't actually another song.
Well, let's not forget this too. We have to discuss this. Right now, music is at 100% saturation point. And what that means is you have, let's say, 10 to 15 new songs coming out from major artists every week.
Yeah.
Every fucking week. So it's like differentiating that and being like, which one of these songs are actual songs? I think when I talk about the saturation point, everything's been made. Every melody's been made. Every rap, 18 bar, 14 bar, 16 bar, 32 bar. Dude, it's all been done. Because there are only, 48 chords or something. Like, there's not a lot of liberties.
100%. I mean,
that's why, every Beyonce song now sounds like a Katy Perry song, sounds like a Sabrina Carpenter.
What happens if you try to completely stray away from those norms?
You lose your fan base.
Yeah.
Because the Strawberry Fields, when Beatles went from I Want to Hold Your Hand to Strawberry Fields, this video of people being like, I won't listen to the Beatles anymore. They do drugs.
Like literally when they did, I think it was the White Album.
Yeah.
When they did the White Album, and this is the thing I love. Everybody today would universally say it's one of the greatest albums ever made, and
it's a progressive rock album.
And exactly,
yeah,
before progressive rock was a thing. And,
do you remember, bro?
In the time, everyone hated it.
It's 1991, right? And you're smoking weed with your friends, okay? And one of your friends has an older brother, okay? You're all smoking and shit. You got the, yo, what's up? He comes in. He's like, oh, you guys are smoking? Listen to Revolution number 9. And then he leaves the room. You put it on, and you're like, are you hearing that sound too? Wait, is this what it's supposed to sound like? And then he comes in, opens the door, and just laughs at how hard you guys are bugging to the fucking song. Mm-hmm. Whispering and fucking weird, disparate chords in the background. But that was experiment for the most popular band at the time. That would be like if fucking Taylor Swift came out with a trip hop album tomorrow,
that's a good,
and it was good. And it was actually fucking good, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Imagine getting rickrolled at 11.
Oh, it would have been great.
That would have been a fucking core memory for me.
Actually, I think we might actually have.
Yeah, actually, if any generation was, it was ours. I think for me it was like 17 or something.
And that's why for me the 90s is the last era, the last decade, musically speaking, where it was people pushing boundaries that haven't really been pushed anymore.
I know, but I hate being the people who say that.
And I hate being that too. Because
we were the last good generation.
I hate saying that. I've come off the ledge because I used to say music in the 2000s wasn't great. It was great. There was great music in the 2000s. Yeah. It was harder to find.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't necessarily put so much emphasis on the generation as much as the industry of that new generation. Like because I feel like it's becoming
been changed.
It's becoming more like a meat market where it's like big business just corralling what they are willing to allow to
sell.
Yeah.
And also, like, I was having this conversation with someone the other day. Janis Joplin wouldn't be famous today because she's ugly.
Yeah. No, she would
One
not.
of the greatest singers ever would not be given a record deal because she's not easy to.
I mean, look what happened to Christopher Cross.
Yeah, right.
He wrote
Sailing away.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great AM Gold song.
Bro, that was on at the dispensary the other day, and I was like, oh.
I actually remember hearing that song sitting on it, like laying on a couch over there at like little kid.
Be like, this kind of boss.
Or what was his other one? I know.
I only know.
Everyone knows the You know, dun, 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 dun,
New York City.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was from Arthur,
listen,
the moon in New York City.
That was like a 22-year-old with a receding hairline. Like,
I know.
like he's not getting he barely got famous after like MTV came out.
Yeah, he didn't have groupies, but it doesn't matter because he had some bangers, bro.
If we can relate this kind of back to
Didn't he invent yacht rock? And yacht rock is big.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sailing. Yeah,
Yep.
of course he did.
Absolutely.
But relating this back to like Tim and your music, because I personally think the music industry is dying a slow death, much like the movie industry is dying a slow death. But the stuff that keeps music alive, which the music industry hasn't figured out how to fully encapsulate, and they're going to try to do it, and they're going to I think eventually whatever the
Burn
succeeding
themselves out.
yeah is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like that song we heard, you did that entirely by yourself.
Yep.
So if you could tell us like through the process of like how you created from a production standpoint.
I got this, man. So actually, if you
I mean, just start to finish. I could just plug my guitar into my digital interface. And just,
well, let me ask you more, if I may. When I write music, dude, a lot of times I'll start with the guitar, come up with a progression and a melody, and then be like, "Oh, this might be something." How do you actually write? Do you do a melody first or guitar?
It depends. Well, certain songs start with melody, and then other songs start with the words. Like I always have a book with me, and
To jot down
just
inspiration.
anything, and it's literally like could be one word, two words, and then eventually I'll write a song, and if I get stuck, I'll just open up the book and try to see if there's anything relevant. And,
Nice, dude. Pull that in.
Mm-hmm. And
A great story about that. Rick Rubin was working on System of a Down, and they were making the song Chop Suey.
mm-hmm.
And they reached the bridge. And Serge said to Rick, he said, "I don't know what the fuck to put in this bridge. We know the melody. We want it to go down in tempo.
Mm-hmm.
We want it to be haunting, but we have nothing." Okay? And Rick Rubin says, he points. They're at Rick Rubin's house. Rick Rubin's producing the record. And this is how Rick Rubin produces. You hang out with that motherfucker for a week without any instruments. He might give you some acid. He might give you some DM. You hang out with that motherfucker. That's all you do. Mm-hmm. And Rick Rubin said to Serge, he said, "Go over to my bookcase." He's like, "I want you to grab a random book." And he's like, "I want you to open it to a random page, and I want you to point to a random sentence." And that's the bridge. And so Serge was like, "This seems dumb, but also kind of cool. Let's see what we get." Grabs the book, opens the page, touches it. "Father, into your hands I commend your spirit. Father, into your hands why have you forsaken me?" One of the best bridges in rock music, dude.
I would agree.
"Forsaken me." Like, amazing shit. And he grabbed a book.
That's awesome.
And that's like, the muse hides in the craziest of places, dude. You know?
And then you can pull inspiration or words or notes like from the oddest of places.
Hell yeah.
He did did he do Blood Sugar Sex Magic for Red Hot Chili Peppers? Yeah, that just has his fingertips all. You can hear it.
The guy's done so much.
And they never, like, there's another one. They never want, Under the Bridge was a poem in Anthony Kiedis' notebook. And they were all hanging out again, Rubin style. And Rubin opened it up and he's like, "Anthony, what's this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just a very personal poem to me. It's not for the Chili Peppers."
Yep.
And Rick's like, "But what if he's like, do me a favor, just sing the poem to your band members." And while he was singing it to John Frusciante came up with that lead guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Rubin, bro. That motherfucker just is like the
Genius.
god. Yeah, for real. But it just shows you, like, you could be sitting on your best song right now and not even know it. It could be a poem you wrote when you were fucking 16.
So Tim, when it comes to, because you don't just create like it's not like you just like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to use Premiere and I'm just going to like fine tune these things." You actually use Premiere as like an extension of like basically as a band for yourself.
I use they call it Apple Logic Pro.
You use Logic Pro too.
I use Logic Pro to record music, and I use Adobe Premiere to make any video content.
Oh, okay. All right. So, do you just fuck like when you were starting to?
Do you just fuck
around?
Yes, Bob. Yes.
Do you just fuck around with things, or do you have like? Are you at a point where you have like your go-to things that you want to have incorporated into a song?
I have go-to things to some degree, but there's a lot of it's a very chaotic process. Like part of why I haven't put out a lot up until this point was because I was on riding a huge learning curve of learning the do's and don'ts, and just blindly falling flat on my face and just
Any good journey.
yeah. It's fun. It definitely worth it. I mean I've got a handful of things that I like are pretty much like I know I'm going to do when I go record from here on out. But I know there's a ton of things that I'm still gonna. I definitely like want to work with other people, so quality and how I would work with them. Like if I was working over the internet, there's just so many learning curves that I'm probably gonna be facing anyway, one way or another. So,
Fair.
but
All right.
Who would be, if you could, right now you could pluck anyone from the music sphere and you could work with them, who would be the person that you'd like to pick and work with?
it's hard to. I couldn't put a name on somebody. Like I would love to do like a country like duet,
No shit.
like a male female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton, you're on notice.
He's like, I don't know if I want to do it with a
Faith Hill.
70-year-old. He's like, maybe someone who's relevant now would be good. I don't know.
You got me there.
Yeah, I don't know anyone. Carrie Underwood? I don't fucking know.
But yeah.
So would
Play
you like
another-
to,
yeah,
I was
play-
gonna say, would you like to go to another song, and which one would you like to play?
I'm gonna do I know.
I was gonna say, just know as soon as we click on it, it's gonna start. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what is this one?
this one's called I Know.
You know? Or I know?
You know.
All right.
I know.
Okay, so
We know.
we're gonna listen to I Know. It's another song by Tim, and
It's actually 50 seconds in.
that's fine.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll cut the mics again, and we'll just have a wonderful time listening to it.
I can feel your words from the paper to my soul, like the sound of 1,000 stones grinding against my door. Now what are we supposed to do? Just burying what we feel, like some keepsakes in the mud. The aftermath in Nashville. We're broken, me and you. And the world is broken too. Did the best that we could do. But I know, I know, I know, I know it's my own damn fault. Risk of our emotions. Silk like smoke, if it clouds our dispositions. Strikes our pride when we fail. Now I can be a stranger, and I can walk away. can't control your anger. No, it's not my mind to change. We're broken, me and you. And the world is broken too. Did the best that we could do. But I know it's my own damn fault. I'm smooth and so within miles away. Think about running from the side of blame. Starting new chapters on a different page. There's no need burden the other stage. We're broken, me and you. And the world is broken too. Did the best that we could do. But I know. But I know it's my own damn fault.
God damn, bro. For real, that one hits, man. Damn.
I wrote that the last week, actually. I wrote it and recorded that in between recording like two other things that I was kind of just getting pissed at.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta cleanse the palate. Yeah, I can see that at the end of like an indie love story movie, bro.
Yeah,
I can see that shit.
I was thinking my big takeaway was Pete Yorn.
I love Pete Yorn.
I love
too.
Pete Yorn too.
Yeah.
Someday when I look into her eyes. Yeah, man, that shit's good. That was good, man. That song got me in the feels, bro.
Thank you very much.
Hell
That's
yeah.
definitely one that we listened to in the car, but we again sounds way better.
Keepsakes in the mud. Is that one of the lines?
It was Keepsakes in the Mud, like Keepsakes in the Mud, the aftermath of Asheville.
I was like, damn, dude.
Nice.
Like what are we supposed to do? Just bury how we feel, like some keepsakes in the mud. Aftermath of Asheville.
God damn,
That's
bro.
pretty.
I want you to do an edit.
I was watching the news as I was like kind of just like spitballing, and I'm like seeing all the mudslides and devastation. And I'm like, dude, I'm like there really is that shit going on right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should put this in.
Bob, you
somehow.
should do an edit with the song playing, and then you cut to us, and we're all fucking crying.
See if I can add it in.
Just all of us like
Embracing
like
each
ugly
other.
crying. Yeah.
I'll use the CapCut software to see if I can get tears on our faces. Cut
Dude,
it into a reel.
it doesn't make it so that's like the water is like as high, like it's the height of the table.
So and like
The table
zone in on
floats
each
away.
person. We're all in our own different hell. Like I'm like with my ex, and you're fucking at Whitney, and
Oh boy.
no, that shit was really good, man. Like your shit,
agree.
honestly, like we're not just talking it up. That's the one you played me in the ride too, and I was like, God damn, bro,
I like that was
bro's got some pain.
That was actually I changed that. That was about a previous relationship that I originally had a song I was going to use on an album had I ever made one, and the more I listened to it recently, I was like
That's not it.
it's gonna come out. It's just like a flat idea, like a good concept but flat.
It's not working.
Flat idea on paper, and
Yeah.
I was like I got to come up with something that's a little more a little more softer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it was more about. It was more written in the moment when everything, like as everything was happening. So it was like it was kind of more
Emotionally reactive.
Yeah, it was more emotionally charged.
Yeah.
So, and again, like I revisited it and just changed it and changed the melody
The
and
dissonant harmonica too.
Yeah.
Sparingly is really good, really haunting.
yeah, I a lot of the like Gregory Alan Isikoff, Josiah and the Bonvilles is a guy that I a lot of them use they use a lot of harmonica in it, and
Hearing a little Jose Gonzalez too. I don't know if you fuck with that guy.
no, I'm not familiar. I'll have to look it up.
I'll send you some songs.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's like harmonica. It's just like and it's just like so many instruments that can make such a tiny little addition.
Just fill it out, dude.
Yeah, it's like certain songs like are just beautiful because of something so faint.
One note from a violin string
Oh,
or
God.
something.
That's something that's definitely the type of musician. Like I'd love to work with some like a violin
Strings,
or a
yeah.
fiddle or something.
Glad you
Cello.
brought them because I think of the song. My favorite. This is way off topic, but like because just personal taste, Nirvana of the big four is not my favorite, but I always say In Utero.
Yeah.
In Utero is incredible
Punk
album.
record, bro.
Yeah.
And when I hear the song "Dumb," that's what I think of, like that faint use of just a string. And the way at the wake me up to that just sad drawn out, and I'm like, wow, that's some fucking depth. Steve Albini, may he rest in peace. The
Yeah,
producer of
bro.
that
One of
album.
the greats.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really well done. I thought everything was every kind of accent, everything was
Placed perfectly.
Yes, it was placed very perfectly and
Delicately.
and thank you, Rev, very delicately.
Sorry to pull words.
No, that's fine. That goes back to the simpatico.
Yeah.
You know, we get fired at the same time.
I know.
We have jobs at the same time.
Every fucking time. I hit Bob.
He's watching Eyes Wide Shut. I'm like, we need to talk about Diddy and talk about Eyes Wide Shut. I mean,
He literally texted me like, "How's it going?" I'm like, well, I just lost my job. Yeah. And he was like, well, I think I'm losing mine tomorrow.
yeah,
It's for real, bro.
yeah.
Fucking weird.
Twinning.
And then he's like, we should talk about Eyes Wide Shut while I was watching an Eyes Wide Shut documentary. I was like, yeah, bro. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Eyes Wide Shut?
Oh.
Oh, recommended watch. But
Different times, different
again,
discussion.
this happens every episode. We always get off topic a little bit, but that's fine. So what should we listen to next?
Do you have anything that's like electric or that has, or you?
I have one. I don't even know if I posted it on that way.
Fair.
I could send. I could
wanna just-
airdrop it.
Do you want to just look? Do you just want to like connect your phone
Yeah.
to right there?
Let's do Road Song.
All right, so we're gonna do Road Song.
This is acoustic, but it's kind of like I don't know, like rock country a little bit. It's a little bit
Oh,
up
yeah.
tempo.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
curious.
I have a second guitar in there.
Most of my music is wicked mopey, dude.
I think it's kind of it's kind of punk acoustic like surfer rock in a
Oh
way.
hell yeah! Well, Dick Dale action.
Oh, we're gonna get a little old school Pixies going on. Is that what you're trying to say?
Possibly.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're gonna listen to Road Song, and the next song by Tim.
8 years counting, 2 more to go. Feel the need to cross some line, a need for leaving home. Give me a road song. How I roam. I need me a road song. I'm coming home. Headed west of the state line in Charlemont. I'm chasing the river, darling. Yeah, the river is what I want. For me a road song. I'm on the road. I want me a road song. I'm coming home. Look out, look out. nicotine, gasoline, the vapors in the air. Leave behind our own demise, the miles in the mirror. Tend to, darling, foot on the floor. The Pacific coastline, I want more. I want me a rotom. I'm on the road. I want me a rotom. I want me a rotom. I want me a rotom. I'm coming home, mama.
I feel like that could be on Jar of Flies by Alice in Chains.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know what I'm talking about?
I really liked. I wanted to keep. I didn't want to. I couldn't. I wanted to put that on the album, but I didn't. But I would have made that like a
An
longer
interlude. Or make it just an interlude.
That's what I wanted it on the album.
yeah.
I was like, that's a perfect little like segue
Break up.
between tracks. I was like,
Or Counting Crows. I could imagine that on August and Everything After, too.
you remind that kind of remind that's where like Band of Horses, like certain tracks on Band of Horses and Gregory Alan Isikoff, kind of just like dreamy folk, like.
Gregory Island Isikoff, bro. You gotta this motherfucker's plugging
Yeah.
you, bro. Like.
Now for me,
He was one of the first influences on folk where I listened to like every track he wrote, and I was like, that's like he had so many good tracks on like one album, and I was like, wow.
Mark
it's so hard.
Kozalek is another one that you should check out.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link to some songs,
Yeah, absolutely.
now for me, that was like very early My Morning Jacket.
Okay.
It was definitely, and I mean that
I
as
love that.
a positive, like because it sounds like James Jam. I love that Jimmy Jam. I just love his name because up until about 2008, I mean he just reverbed the shit out of his voice, and then for some reason he decided I'm going to stop reverbing my voice.
Peanut butter pudding surprise.
Yep, highly suspicious. Yep, right. That album.
Song. Highly suspicious.
Yep, that album. And I kind of feel like that might have hurt them a little bit because it's like, oh, did you guys change your singer? No, I just took the reverb off my voice.
I just hired a Muppet for one song.
Yeah.
Highly suspicious. It's just how anytime I listen to this song, that video should be Muppets, bro. I'm going off.
Not gonna lie to you, the Librarian song on that album, I love that. I love the shit out of that
My
song.
Morning Jacket's a special kind of crazy, bro.
He's literally sitting there and writing a song about going to a library and they're playing the Carpenters and he just catches her and she's the sexiest librarian he's ever seen. Like an ode to the sexy librarian.
Bro.
Take off your glasses and let down your hair for me. Yeah, that's literally a lyric from the song.
Bro, we all have to listen. Our whole generation has that librarian fantasy.
Yeah.
Let's not fuck around, bro.
Hell, John Ritter and Jim Belushi did that fucking movie. It's a spy movie.
Spies?
Yeah, it's a spy movie
Spies
from the
Like
80s.
Us?
No,
No,
it's Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase.
But yeah, they're gonna bring the
They're gonna bring a fucking glass of water to like aliens.
and yeah.
Oh.
And they're
shit.
fighting the government because you get the option from the aliens. You can either get a weapon or you can get a package, which is like supposedly a symbol for peace.
John, like the other guy, goes into some S&M like
And
heaven hell
Yeah.
overnight.
I gotta see this shit.
And John Ritter.
Surprised you haven't.
Me too.
John Ritter like has to fight off like 25 killer clown spies in an alley. Dude,
Damn, bro.
it's so-
I slept on this.
I think you need to deep dive that, and then we can talk
Tonight.
about it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what like I feel like those gems. Like I've started finding those on the free. Like some of them on like the free streaming.
Tubi,
yeah,
Pluto.
like I was like there's some of them like the first time I ever
stumbled onto them, and I was like, the one where the girl becomes a boy at another high school, and she's like,
just one of the guys.
just one of the guys.
Ah, great movie.
I saw the cover of the rental, and I was like, no fucking way.
Doesn't that when we come down to a tit reveal?
One of the great lines ever is after that when they go back out and she kisses them and he just goes to everyone, "It's all right, everyone. He's got tits."
Nowadays, that has a whole different meaning.
No,
He might have tits.
I know. How dare you? Did you just
There's
find me?
so many gems, like, and then like I
But movies that wouldn't get made nowadays.
no way.
Like Zap, that movie where Scott Baio has a fucking button where he can like pause time and sexually assault girls. Yeah, it's fucking crazy,
So
bro.
they
Mom and
basically him and
And
he got
Disney
together. He got
made
together with Rob Lowe and they wrote a script.
yeah. And Disney made it in the 70s.
Of course, Disney made it.
Yep.
Mom, just go downstairs. I'm doing Richard Simmons right now.
Your mom ain't doing Richard Simmons. Your daddy was doing it, if you know what I'm saying. Like
Is
a
that
pony.
movie- By the way, is that movie going to get made?
With Pauly Shore?
Yeah.
He says, fuck him, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, that's what I
good.
read.
That's good. That's good. Did I tell you when my wife was doing the bodybuilding competition in North Carolina that we ran into him at the airport?
You did mention it, yeah.
And he was doing a show in South Carolina because it's Charlotte, so it's like so close. But he was with one of his handlers, and they were like late for their flight. And it's like, dude, that is him. He is the Weasel.
Yeah.
It's not a caricature. It is him.
Yeah.
Like literally, he's just like.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, he's like chomping on the knobs, bud. We gotta get to the gizzade.
You're like, can
I'm
you
just like,
please stiz up? You're fucking 660.
Yeah. Jesus.
Grizzo, the Fizzuck up.
I know, right?
Yeah, for real. That'd be a cool shirt, bro.
Buddy.
This is the world. This is the world we live in. But yeah. So should we deep dive on another one?
Yeah, sure.
So we can do the Spotify angle. If it's not going to be like, oh, what
I'd
do you
like to do? What are we looking for? On,
You should be like, this is my brother's other song and play Who Let the Dogs Out.
play? Who Let the Dogs Out?
That'd be sick.
I'd like to do. Hello.
Do hello?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna play
This
hello.
is
No.
this is where I was kind of going with before the last song. You were asking if I have anything more like produced.
Yeah.
This is more of like the second half builds up into more.
Word.
All right. So let's listen to Hello by Tim.
We're the only souls looking for the world. Another word for home, just to walk into another angel's arms. Hello, you the one that I've been searching for so long. Hope I have the nerves to feel your love through loss and pain that dusts us off, sends us out again. Hello, you the one that I've been searching for. In this soften blows and reflect the light of the sun. Will they hold us close? Will they lift us up just to let us go? Hello, you the one that I've been searching for so long. I hope I have the nerves to feel your love through loss and pain, dust us off, us out again.